Hello, this is Rachel from 4x Felines. Thank you for joining me today as I go through a tutorial on how to make these faux old photograph tucks. So there's one, there's another, and there's a third. Very easy to make. There's writing space on the back of them, and I just think they are just a lovely thing to stick into a book just for a fun pull out. You will need a piece of vellum or tracing paper, a stamp of some kind, it doesn't have to be text if you don't have text, ink pad, scrap of card for the, I think of it almost like a faux tea bag tag. So this is a die cut, but you could just as easily have a rectangle of card and just trim the edges if you wanted, or you could even curve the edges if you wished. A black and white photo image to use. This I cut out of a book, so it's not an actual photo. Sorry, it's not a photo on its own, obviously there's a photo. Card to mount the image on. Distress ink to give the card an aged look. If you already have tea-dyed or other aged card, you could use that instead. Tape. Scissors, glue, can I see where I've put the glue? Glue, stapler, and needle and thread. I've already threaded this needle so as not to fumble it on screen. Sorry, I just got totally distracted there. I thought someone was knocking at the door. They're not, they were just putting something through. Junk, I would imagine. Yay, more junk mail. So step one is to stamp on the vellum. And the reason why you do this first is in the hope that by the time you then come to use it, it's all nicely dry. So I'm just going to pop this down there. It doesn't have to cover the whole thing. I don't have anything on the back. And I did originally stamp these after I'd made them. But to be fair, you do run the risk of then smudging them. So that's why I've suggested doing it first. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't all come out properly, because when we fold it, we won't need everything to have ink on it. Set that aside, and again, fingers crossed that will dry. Now I need to distress ink this piece of card, and I'm using antique linen distress ink. I'm literally just going to go round the outside. Now I've cut this piece of card to fit, and I've cut it so it's a little over 1/4 of an inch bigger on the top and on the side of the picture I've got. So if I show you what I mean by that, there you go. It's not an exact science, so you can have as big or as shallow a border as you like. So that's the distress inking done. If you wanted to go around the outside, you could do that. You need to take the thread, pop it there. And this is when you need a little bit of tape. And the tape is just to hold it in place while you then glue. So actually, why don't I do this the smart way and work out what halfway there is? So that's about halfway. And then I will just glue this on top of here. So I take my glue. I tend to use Yoo-Hoo glue stick. I find that it grips a lot better than Pritt stick, which is another major UK one. Whatever glue you use, I wouldn't use a wet one because it will warp your paper and your images. But there you go. So this part of it is done. Step 3 involves the tag, which was here. There it is. So I'm just going to fold it, and I've gone for neutral coloured tag there. If I show you the other ones, these are offcuts of craft card. So I've folded it. I'm going to put a hole through roughly the centre. I will pop this through the hole. And this is when you decide how long you want the string to be. I've cut it quite generously, just in case I made an error somewhere along the way. But I think somewhere like that will be fine. So I'm just going to glue the inside of this tag, cut the thread. I don't think I glued it that well that side. And fold it closed. And as well as doing that, I'm also going to staple it just to reproduce that tea bag look. And where I got this idea from was I saw people doing lots of fun things with tea bags. I don't drink tea, therefore I never have any tea bags. So I came up with the idea of using vellum as an alternative, but I still quite liked the way that people were keeping hold of the tags. So that's why the tag is there. Step 4. You see what I mean? This is such a quick and easy tutorial. So you want to fold the vellum, leaving about 1/4 of an inch allowance so that there's plenty of space. Ooh, I'm going to put that needle somewhere safe. Plenty of space and allowance for you to pull something in and out really easily. So I'm just going to tape down the back. I'm going to fold up to create the bottom. And when you fold these up, just need to trim there, trim there. And then just trim there. And you can either finish this off by using a little hole punch there, or this was from a Tim Holtz die cut. So if you've got something that already makes pouches, excellent, you can use that. I'm going to finish this off with these, which is scalloped edged shears. And I think I'm going to trim it a little more, because again, this is where you can decide how much of the image you want showing. I like to have a little bit of the image showing. So I've made that a bit more generous than the others, I think, but I don't mind that actually. And when I say generous, I mean there's more of an allowance that side. So that would be popped in a journal. Trying to find a blank space so I can give you an example. Popped in a journal like that, and then you've got the really pretty vellum pocket, and you've got the writing space there. Very easy to make, very quick. I hope you found this tutorial. I'm not going to even try and put that in because I'm not going to be able to now I'm on screen. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. I hope you go on to do something lovely and creative with the rest of your day, and thank you very much for watching. And I hope you have a look at some of my other tutorials. They're around the 5 to 15 minute mark. A lot of them are to do with using up scraps and creating things for junk journals. I've got a couple for Happy Mail, but essentially it's junk journals. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope the rest of your day is full of crafting goodness. Thank you. Bye.